All right, click the links to join channel here over at Subscribe. I have a mailbox full of drops some comic books. Thanks to everyone who has. So Eric July and Joe Bennett give cancel culture the middle finger, and we're starting on creating a new comic universe. The left wing hates Comicsgate because they're able to turn fun into profit. That they have a network of crazy personalities, and part of their marketing is having fun and not being politically correct, which involves laughing at SJWs, which they don't like that either. They want to be taken seriously. It's like, I don't think it's possible to take SJWs seriously. The things you believe are just insane. And SJWs are screwed because they have to play by the rules of political correctness. Even one of their phrases, ACAB, all cops are bastards, is soy. I mean, that's like, that word is not very strong. The right says all cops are bundles of sticks because we're already canceled. It doesn't matter what we say. You can't be a super duper extra fascist on top of being a fascist. And I do love that they're watering down that term so much. It's kind of the point where people recognize now that they call everybody that. It's everyone who isn't them is suddenly. So you're talking about like 80% of it, 90% of the country is in your definition of the word wearing Hugo Boss. In their worldview, yeah, that's really how the world is. So YouTubers, you want clean, quiet, safe neighborhoods, and you want your kids to be able to have the ability to have kids in the future? Hugo Boss says what? So YouTubers are turning their personalities into profit, which is what you're supposed to do. You sell with the tools available to you. And to the people of soy, those are not good reasons to buy somebody's product. Well, welcome to the real world. People support who they like. I mean, why wouldn't they? Comicsgate is an entertainment network, and SJWs hate it because they can't be fun. Everything in their world has to be politically correct. It's exhausting being an SJW. One slur slips out and you're canceled. Oh, you need to do the work. Yikes, my guy. Be better. Touch grass. The passive aggressive, they're such unbelievable bleeding pussies who just constantly stab each other in the back, because once you've canceled somebody on the right, or this person's on the right, there's nothing more. I mean, you can't keep going after them. You just keep calling them the same pejoratives over and over again. So they have to turn on each other. So they push each other out of the inner circle so they can get a place higher on the hierarchy. So they're constantly trying to correct each other's behavior, and that passive aggressiveness. It's delightful to watch. I don't know how SJWs stand each other's presence. They're just insufferable people. Anyway, so Eric July is a YouTuber guy. I got a pop culture channel who has parlayed that social media footprint into starting a comics book universe, which is desperately needed if you're familiar with mainstream comics. In case you're an adult and you don't read mainstream comics, they're horrible. People talking about them doesn't quite convey how bad they are. You really have to scroll through like the top 10 comics out now, and you're going to wonder, like, this is an industry that seems to be intent on self-harm. Like, yeah, basically. So July is creating this family of comics, and I hope his next step is to set up a website and sell them direct there. And then all the Comicsgate guys can jump on there in addition to selling on Indiegogo and Kickstarter, because those sites shadow ban. So you're bringing your audience with you anyway. You're not going to get the organic discovery. And it's time to start moving beyond having to worry about gatekeepers. Start your own Kickstarter, get 100 Comicsgate guys on there. And, in 10 years, you might have $1 billion company. That's what Indiegogo and Kickstarter are worth. Hold it open to anyone who wants an alternative to the mainstream, or to sell in addition across all platforms, which is probably the future model anyway. Like, people use multiple video platforms like Odyssey and Rumble to do their live streaming on. Each site can link a tracker display that shows the total amount to get funded, because people like to know that a comic is going to get funded. That's why they hesitate to go on two platforms simultaneously. So Chuck Dixon and Joe Bennett are teamed up, and Chuck is the guy who did Ravage Kill All Men, which was absolutely fantastic, kind of a lost world story, which is just, I mean, we need more stories like that, and instead we get stories like Kamala Khan breaking into somebody's house to arrest somebody without the power of arrest for wrongthink that on 4chan. Like, is she an agent of the state? Does she have a warrant? Because otherwise this is kidnapping. Oh, we're not going to worry about those details. She's brown and the guy she's arresting is blonde. It's still kidnapping. That's like an act of terrorism, terrible bad things. That's what it is. Anyway, so Bennett did Immortal Hulk, which had great art, but it had a soy boy named Al Ewing who wrote it. And yeah, I know a lot of people liked it. It was not my cup of tea. It had a lot of woke nonsense in it. One of the issues had a trans lecture in a comic book. Nobody cares about that. The Venn diagram of people who care about that and people who buy comics is it's just a sliver. It's just a little eclipse going on there. It's just a start. So Bennett is in Brazil. I guess he's Portuguese and doing political comics. And he did one in support of Bolsonaro. And the left wing got so much sand in their vaginas because they're such giant bleeding pussies. They can't accept that some people might have different politics than they do. That idea is just abhorrent to them. Diversity of thought. There's not two sides to every story. There's only our side. That's my professor told me. Their politics are acceptable and yours are hate speech. So wait, if you guys have Nina Jankowicz in the Ministry of Truth, the power of censorship, won't you just censor anyone who's not on your, like a political rival? I mean, because you're left wing, it's like you're obviously just going to censor the right wing. Oh no, we'll be fair and impartial. No, you won't. Nobody believes that. Anyway, so this pussy Al Ewing got Bennett fired and blacklisted from the mainstream industry. So he's teaming up with Chuck Dixon, who is just one of the best writers out there in the world of comics. And they're going to do a new comic called Alpha Core, which, yes, you can absolutely send that to my mailbox. Thanks to everyone who has. So the fascinating thing about July, you're shilling for comics. Yeah, what else is the point of having a YouTube channel but to get free stuff? I didn't think I was subtle about that. So the fascinating thing about July and Comicsgate in general is the ability to bypass the gatekeepers in the mainstream industry. They say, if you don't like our comics, don't buy our books. So challenge accepted, Kelly Sue DeConnick. Wow, what an insufferable twat she is. And some people, hey, how are those sales? How are those sales doing? But they're actually not doing too well for some reason. You told people not to buy. Yeah, you're saying there's a correlation? You directly told people not to buy your product, and they just don't care. Some people have decided to create their own comic books. It's not rocket science. With social media and good networks, you can start a business yourself. People still want graphic novels. They just don't want all the woke Marvel and DC stuff. The thing is, the comic buying audience really does not want SJW politics in comics. But the companies are full of the most insane, toxic, left-wing people. They do not care what the customer wants. So Comicsgate comes along and gives people an alternative. The work for them comes in the advertising, because you got to let people know the stuff is available. That's the real hurdle, which before Comicsgate was an issue. But now it's not so much an issue, because you start a channel, you promote stuff on your channel, but more importantly, you join the network and you cross-promote, cross-pollinate on those networks, and before you know, it's like you got a pretty decent-sized market with the Comicsgate community. Creating this parallel economy is absolutely critical. It's a great thing to start forming separate spaces where we can be free of their censorship and these negative Nancys, these school marms, these people always peeking out the window waiting for you to say something that they find disagreeable to jump all over you. The thing is, if we can just divorce ourselves from their circles entirely, it makes them look like stalkers when they're still complaining about, like, there are anti-CG people on Twitter. Now, CG, Phantom Menace, that YouTube community monetizes the SJW hate. They get on, they do live streams, they sell entertainment, they're having fun. They're getting paid to do this, and the Comicsgate is selling comics and books and t-shirts. But the anti-CG people on Twitter are not monetizing anything. They're doing this stuff for free. Their hatred is for free. And you look at them like, there's any use of your time would be better spent. Just go walking, go gardening. I have the most beautiful sunflowers. Just anything would be better than being on Twitter. And being on Twitter itself is friggin' cancer. Like, unless you're selling something on Twitter, limit yourself to 15 minutes a day. It's friggin' evil. But they're on there for hours a day talking about a Comicsgate, people selling comics. where nobody forces them to buy the comics or read them. Nobody forces them to listen to the YouTube channel. They, on their own, will screen record live streams like Yellow Flash and Ethan. There were the 3-4 hour live streams, or even longer. They'll screen record them. They'll take notes when they're doing it and bookmark passages and points so they can put clips online of somebody saying something mildly incorrect. Like, it's on YouTube. Nobody on YouTube is saying anything really incorrect because you just wouldn't be on YouTube. But in the SJW's mind, making a joke or making like anything involving anyone in the BLT community is somehow haram and off limits at all. Any criticism whatsoever of something like that. And they post this stuff online as if it's an own of, oh, look at these far right extremists on YouTube, and you're like, so you listened to all 4 hours of that stream and you recorded it and then you clipped it and then you put it online? That's insane. That's pathologically insane. Yeah, and they do it, and you go, but you're not getting paid. And those live streamers with 2,000 people in the audience are actually getting paid quite a bit every night. Yeah, and you're like trying to do what? Prevent them from forcing. They're not going to send you the comics. None of it makes sense until you realize, there's a percentage of people on the left who are actually mentally disturbed. Anyway, I want to thank Cecil Vegan, LG, Russell, Vermont for the tablet that is very sweet, and everyone who's anonymously, for some reason, we don't trust you, Bianca, sending cool, weird pocket knives and flashlights. Now, do I need more pocket knives and flashlights? No. But I want them, and that's all that counts, and I very, very much appreciate them. I don't take anything for granted. Thanks, guys. I will see you guys all next episode.